Hello everyone, welcome to a new video and with a new feature. Right, it's me narrating here, so now you don't have to worry about reading the captions. I like captions, I like narrations, but I did realize that having narrations when you're making a video that's heavily visual is not a very good idea. Even I, who wrote the captions, was really confused sometimes trying to read them at the same time that I was watching the video. I mean, I figured that if you wanted to go back, you could just watch it again to just look at the images, but who has time for that, you know? It's really presumptuous of me to think you have enough time doing absolutely nothing to watch my video twice. So, as I was asked, I'm going to do narrations now. It's going to be easier, hopefully for me and you. I'm still figuring this thing out. I spent like 1 hour recording random shit and I thought I could use it, but no, I don't think it's a good idea to just ramble on for 1 hour and then expect yourself to go waddling there trying to find something of value. It's not a very good thing. So I hope the quality is acceptable. I'm trying to talk in a way that's more like YouTube-y, because everyone on YouTube is highly energetic all the time. Because if you talk normally, I don't know if you ever tried to do a narration, if you talk normally, you sound really bored. You sound like you're completely dead. And I sound extremely hype right now, like listening to myself, but I'm sure that I'm going to turn on that recording back and it's going to sound just normal. Because I thought I was hyper on the first take, but no, like I was boring. So now I'm probably just like 1% less boring, still boring. But I mean, I also don't want to be one of those people who are way too happy, you know? I find that kind of creepy. Okay, so last time I left you guys off, I was going to go to a metal festival, which already happened 2 weeks ago. Hopefully it's not going to take me as long to do the narrations as it did to do the captions last time. I'm pretty sure I went to like 3 different events before I managed to finish those captions. So we went to the metal festival. We did not eat barbecue or rotisserie chickens, unfortunately, but we did have pretty good burgers. They were selling some pretty decent burgers there. Some people were having barbecue because it was like a whole camping thing. It always is. It's a camping event, as are a lot of festivals in the area. Thankfully, we didn't have to camp because it was rainy and cold. We just got to go home and lay in our warm beds and take a warm shower, and that was delightful. I was just telling my friends I was really glad that I could just go home and chill, because I was looking at those tents just waving in the wind and I wasn't jealous of the people who had to sleep in them. At least it wasn't raining at night anymore, because that would have made everything much worse. It was a 2-day event. It was Saturday and Sunday, and then people camped in between. Saturday was a really nasty day. It was rainy, it was cold. It was not festival weather. But thankfully, as people are in the metal communities, there isn't such thing as a bad day for a metal festival. As long as you have music and beer, everyone is there and happy. And so that's what we did. We were there, happy and drinking. But on the bright side, Sunday was amazing. Sunday was sunny. It was still cold, but it was like that nice type of cold where it's sun is shining and you're glad to be outside. Oh, by the way, the stage was indoors, so that at least was not a problem. But you had vans outside with things like there were people making patches, there was a tattoo van, there was a food truck, so people would go in and out all the time. You would get exposed to the rain and the cold. Although when I say rain, it wasn't that rainy. It was alright. It was enough to get you wet sometimes, but not enough to be pouring down. You also had the beer booth outside, and it's a local beer that I really like, so I was really happy to get to drink that in the festival. The burgers were great. The cheeseburgers with bacon were amazing, and I ended up getting a flash tattoo. That's it. I finally got my first tattoo. It was really mean and really hardcore, really badass, and I'm really glad of it. But boy, everyone tells you about the pain. Whether they're telling you it doesn't hurt that much or they're telling you it does hurt, but only one person told me about the worst part of getting tattooed, in my opinion, which is the itch. The itch was crazy. I'll take the needle just fine, like the pain is really just completely manageable, no problem at all, but the itch was wild. Whenever I have some type of wound healing, I always remember that scene in Misery where the guy's mentioning that his legs are healing and it's driving him mad with the itches. I don't know if mine was itching more because it was unseasonably dry here, which is odd because we live at the beach. It's usually very, very humid. It's a problem even. Everything molds. But it was pretty dry those days. And I think the dry skin makes the itch worse. So I was just itching like mad. But now it's mostly over. I still get some itches sometimes. It's like 2 weeks now, I think. Almost 2 weeks. But either way, I'm glad I got it. And I think it's hilarious that this was my first tattoo. I always thought when I was a teenager that as soon as I turned 18, I would get tat all up. Of course, when you're a teenager and you don't have a very good grasp of money, you forget that tattoos are expensive. However, it took me 11 years to get a tattoo after I turned 18. I'm 29 now. I'm getting there. I have like 4 more months in my 20s. One of our
buddies
friends was born like 2 days before me, so he's turning 30 almost on the same day as me. I hope we can throw a really nice party. But yeah, we've been to 2 other festivals here in town. And last time we went in January, we made some
chums.
We started making
compadres
with the organizers of the event. They found out we are also from around here, and we ended up hanging out and going to other festivals together. So now, this fest was so much more fun because we had all those
amigos
to go with. So other than the good booze, the good music, and the good food, we now also have like good
peers.
It's very nice to go there and get to see all your
friends.
Oh yeah, and another really nice thing there is that there's usually a record selling booth. And if there is one thing there is my weakness is records. And now they are releasing the early Kiss albums on vinyl, and I'm like, oh god. Kiss was my favorite band when I was like 14. It was my first concert too. So I spent a lot of time looking at those covers. Of course, it was all digital. I'm a 2000s kid. But I always really liked records, and to get to buy those albums on vinyl, I'm like, oh god, my wallet. For now, I got rock and roll over, but I hope to be getting more in the future. The guy who sells the records is already even like, oh no, yeah, she's a loyal customer. She can grab whatever she wants. She pays me later. It's okay. He has a store near my house, and sometimes I bike nearby, and I barely even say hi to him. Like, I just say hi very quickly and run away because I know he's going to show me records, and I know I'm gonna wanna buy them. So I just run away from him. But on those festivals, with those booths set up, I can't help but start flipping. And when I start flipping, I always find something that I like. And I always end up buying something that I like. But it's okay, I'll survive. Currently, I don't even have a working record player. One of my partners is trying to fix my old record player. It was in my grandma's house and she gave it to me, but it wasn't working, so it sat in the garage for like 3 years or something. But one of our sports now has a certain proficiency with electronics, and he grabbed it and he's gonna try to fix it. If he doesn't manage, I have yet another person who can try, who's my mate's dad, another brethren, and her dad also loves fixing those things. She says he just grabs a bunch of random record players and starts fixing them just for the joy of it, so I have one for him to fix. So after a whole weekend of fun, we went to a sushi place and had some very nice sushi to cross the T's and dot the lowercase J's of the weekend. Everyone was really tired, but it was really good. And to really finish off the weekend in a really metal fashion, me, Ebron, and our friend, who's a forensic investigator, went looking for a skull. Yeah, not a human skull, mind you. So that friend of ours saw a capybara skull just hanging at the beach the other day, and he said he saw it twice there. It was perfectly clean, and he wanted to grab it, but he didn't. So we just went there on a whim. It was cold, it was dark, it was the middle of the night, I think it was 10 p.m, and we went looking for a capybara skull with barely any lights but our phones. I mean, it was pretty fun, but we didn't find the skull. I don't know if it was too dark and someone or something moved it, and it was still there but hidden somewhere, but we did find some bones. According to my calculations, I think it was a scapula, a humerus, and a femur. Afterwards, I was wondering if we should just have taken it, because they were really clean too, but the skull is the most fun part, you know? So we just went home empty-handed, took a very deserved shower, and went to a warm, cozy bed. The end. Okay, not quite the end, because 2 days later I was sick. The weather really had its toll on me, and I spent almost 2 weeks sick. I just got rid of the dry cough that I had. It was pretty nasty, pretty annoying, I couldn't sleep, but thankfully now I think it's almost gone. I was extra phlegmy, my voice is already somewhat phlegmy because I have allergies. So I'm glad it's over, and I'm ready for more festivals. Maybe not this week, maybe next month. Okay guys, looks like we're getting to the end of the footage. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're a continuous watcher from the stream times, thank you so much for coming here. Thank you so much for watching this new format. I hope you're liking it. I'm gonna keep experimenting. I'm gonna see if this narration thing works. But for now, if you like the design, it's available on the store, as are the other ones. And I'll see you next time. Bye!